Hey, also, spoiler alert, if you have not caught up on the RWBY series, and I'm talking volumes 6, 7, and 8, I suggest you keep scrolling because, like I said, there's going to be some spoilers discussed and a bit of a theory we've come up with. So as y'all all know, the other day we got to get a sneak peek preview of RWBY Volume 9, where it involved, of course, RWBY waking up on an island, and we got to see her little fight with Neo as they were falling into that, black hole abyss thing, right? Well, let's rewind a bit back to Volume 6, where we were first introduced to good old sassy grandma, Maria Calavera, where she also told us her backstory about how she was the fabulous Grim Reaper. And she was also a silver-eyed warrior. She also gave us the backstory on how this freaking nutcase took her eyesight. Let's move over to part 2, okay? Oh, hello. Here we are for part 2. So we get the backstory about how the crazy croc talk here pretty much Maria's eyesight. And of course, after that, she had to go into hiding and pretty much train herself into, learning how to fight and live without her eyes. And that's freaking scary, right? And of course, throughout Volume 6, we've got Maria teaching RWBY how to use her silver eyes, how to fight with them, just how to use them and all that. And at the end of Volume 6, with the help of Maria and a little help from Jen, to which some people still don't want to credit that poor lady. Come on, Jen gets a little bit of credit. Come on. We see that RWBY was able to use her power to turn this giant Godzilla Grim into stone. Now, we know it wasn't completely since he was able to, crumble a bit, but Part 3's up next. And welcome to Part 3. Now, here's where good old Volume 9 comes in. So we've got RWBY waking up on this island, hopefully not alone, because we've also got Weiss, Blake, Yang, and of course, good old silent but deadly Neopolitan. And I'm just referring to the good old, RWBY falling into that abyss and fighting Neo on the way down. Now, here's where the theory kicks in. As we discussed earlier, we know the fate that happened to Maria, but we fear that this fate is going to fall also on RWBY. Considering the fact that Neo is literally out for blood. She despises RWBY. And she wants to avenge Roman so bad. So we've got RWBY waking up on this island by herself. And, she probably doesn't know what to think. I'm sure all she knows is that she needs to be on the defense. And there's nobody to be found. Nobody within eyesight. And who knows where Neo is hiding. Let's go over to Part 4 and discuss this more. And welcome to Part 4. So we've got everybody on this island, and Neo probably hidden and trying to stay unseen. Whereas RWBY is going to go and find and reunite with everybody. Now, I'm pretty sure Neo is familiar with the backstory of Maria and what happened to her. So I'm sure she wants to do the same thing to RWBY as what happened to Maria. So it might happen, Neo might go after RWBY and try and take RWBY's eyes out. And, like I said, do the same thing that happened to Maria. And it'll be her way of avenging Roman. But that's not all. Now, nobody has confirmed nor denied that Maria and Pietro are still alive, but I think they still are. And they somehow end up in the same dimension as everyone else on that island. They're going to be dealing with RWBY being blind and possibly one eye, and hope and pray not both, because Neo attacked her. Let's head over to Part 5. I can't fit all this in here. And welcome to Part 5, where it may get a little dark, fair warning. So, RWBY might lose one, if not both, of her eyes. And I'm just hoping she doesn't. But still, this is just a theory. Now, Maria and Pietro somehow end up in the same dimension as them, on that same island. And we, don't know how they did it, but they made it happen. And they get there just in time, because guess what? RWBY can't see. And she needs help. She needs to learn how to be able to fight, with either one eye or no eyes. And Maria's got excellent background in that. Whereas Pietro, he's got the tech to help improve that condition. And luckily, like I said, with Maria's help, RWBY's able to pull this off. But like I said, this is just a theory. I'm not saying it's going to happen. But who knows? Now, it doesn't have to be happening on that island in that dimension. Who knows? Maybe they somehow ended up getting back to the normal world with everyone else. And maybe in that other dimension, it'll happen. But I'm just saying, sometime later on in the volumes, whether it be on volume 9 or volume 10, something's gonna happen, because there's all this kind of bad luck going on with all these silver-eyed warriors. I mean, look at what happened in that one Grimm that Ruby saw. It had silver eyes. I mean, Salem's doing something to all these silver-eyed warriors. She's turning them into Grimm. But is Ruby going to suffer that same fate? Who knows? Maybe Ruby's eyes are going to get cut out just like Maria's. And, you know, what do we know about Summer? Is Summer a Grimm? We don't know that. But, like I said, this whole thing was just one giant theory. And, you know, is Neo going to get the guts to do it? Is someone else going to do it? We don't know. All I know is I can't wait to see what Volume 9 is going to bring. And fingers crossed it ain't going to be as dark as that theory. But you never know. And if y'all got any other, you know, RWBY theories or whatnot, leave them in the comments. And be sure and give me a like and a follow because, you know, I just like reading this stuff.